The family is said to be the smallest unit of every given society, and that means that it is imperative that the family stays together for the society to be bonded. Now, someone asked me a question, and I found that a little bit difficult to decipher. But then it is real. He was asking me the difference between a house and a home, and that's an offshoot from our promo when it started running. I took my time to explain what I thought the home and the house meant. In the course of this discussion, we'll be explaining that more, and then, of course, bringing up the topic of the day, which is broken homes. It is becoming a space on the rise. It is becoming, for some people, a new norm, and I keep wondering why. It is definitely not our culture. Where are we getting it wrong? And what are we supposed to do to righten the wrongs? Do we even understand the consequences? This will be the source of our discussion this morning, and of course, it is a conversation. That means I won't be, throwing all of it alone. I have people here who are ready to fight to defend their homes, and of course, there's a man with us. But before I get to the man, let's have Joy. Joy, good morning.
Good morning. It's good to be here.
Okay, and Patience.
Good morning, Elizabeth. Good morning, everyone here. I'm excited to be here.
Okay, I took my time to call out the ladies first before the gentlemen because it's our world, really. So, could you identify yourself?
Yeah, good morning. It's been my dream to sit here and face these ladies so that they know the real reality about life, and not what they say. It's
Okay, I'm
man's
sure
world.
a lot of people are wondering what's your name.
My name is Jude Tabai, Honorable.
Okay, Honorable Jude Taba.
Yeah.
All right, so we had someone who told us her story, and we tried to do reenactment of that story. If my winning team is ready, can we have this playback?
My name is Evelyn. I dreamed of a lot of things for myself and my siblings. But in a world filled with chaos and constant change, in a world like ours, I found a growing epidemic, silently tearing apart the very fabric of our society. Broken homes. It destroyed and killed all my dreams, mine and that of my siblings. We are not alone in this. Thousands of children are in our shoes as well, begging for survival. The increase in shattered families today is a haunting reality that demands our immediate attention. How and where did this heartbreaking phenomenon emerge? Take a look at the bond bearers. Children, always caught in the middle, with torn emotions of betrayal. We wrestle with a world where stability is unstable. Trust is trashed, and dreams turn a mirage. It's not all doom and gloom. How do we get out of this situation? My only brother died 6 years ago from cold. There was no mother, no father to help me care for him. How many more will have to die before adults stop getting into relationships they don't intend to keep? Children are the leaders of tomorrow. But broken children can never make good leaders. At worst, they bring about a broken nation. Heal the world today.
right, broken home, and that's the story of Evelyn. In fact, when she actually wanted to be here, like I said earlier, but something happened. She couldn't make it this morning. When she told us that story, we're all, crying to the very depth of our hearts because it's strange. Sometimes I attend wedding ceremonies and I see the joy, the happiness in the face of the people wedding. And coming this far, I keep wondering. I sit in the crowd and I wonder how long will this last? I try to give them time frame, and my natural self, I try to give them forever. But a lot of time, it doesn't happen that way. I'm just wondering, maybe I should start with the man. Why do we have this on the rise?
Well, let me just make a brief analysis of what's going on. Marriage, some people are just, oh, I want to get married, I want to get married, I want to get married, without thinking of what's there after marriage. Now, let me give an instance of myself. As a growing up child, each time I talk about marriage, I'm not just looking at the beautiful woman. I'm looking at, if we get married, what do I have to sustain our living as long as we're married? What am I doing now? Is this sustainable? Wife is going to be my wife. Her problems are my problems. Her parents are my problems. Her family is my problem. That's the culture we belong.
Yeah.
So how am I going to face this? I need to ask myself that big question.
I don't know.
But I'm like, oh, that's so beautiful girl. Oh man, we're getting married. I can't miss you. And then you're not thinking of then too. Look at the structure of your wife, the woman you want to get married. Also know that this same woman you're seeing today, after giving birth to 2, 3 children, may be a different woman entirely.
True.
So that's one of the big problem. 3, when the love is not natural, when those things come up, crisis will definitely stop.
True.
So when the foundation is not strong,
Yes.
it's laid wrongly.
Yeah. So those are a lot of issues, but just to give you a brief analysis of the way it is. Yeah. So marriage.
You're talking about this from the angle of a man, which is acceptable to me. But there is something I always say. A lot of times men, think and act like they're unchangeable. But the woman who is going to change tomorrow will also have a man who has changed. What I tell the men is, when you tell me my wife is out of shape, or my wife is no longer the wife I married, it simply means that you as a man didn't do a good job. Because you should continuously encourage the woman to look good.
What Elizabeth?
And then you too.
Elizabeth, we married these young men they could tuck in their dresses and their stomachs were flat. And a lot of them, as we go down the line, they don't want one heavy strong pack.
No,
and we still keep them. So what made them think that it's okay for us not to add this weight
I don't like
No,
that.
but you see the thing here. Okay, let me chip in now. You see
Hold
the-
on,
the-
let
the-
me
no,
be
no,
quiet.
no, let me, no,
Hold
no, no,
on,
no.
hold on.
No, you said your
Hold
part. So
on.
no, I will not accept
Because I will
that.
not allow this kind of talk.
No, but you know what? You see, the thing
Which-
now
which
is that you see when you're dating, I always tell
My
people
brother.
that try and date, try and know your spouse. You don't just wake up one morning, this big man's son says, the mother says, okay, marry my daughter. They are in G's. Because basically now with the Gen Zs and the millennials, why are they having problems in their marriages? Because they don't even know the person they're getting married to. The problem now is that they want to keep that name. Let me use myself as an example. Donkey years ago, I was dating some guy. Well, he was from the supposedly big name. He was Yoruba. And one day I was called and said I didn't have a last name. So because I didn't have a last name, I should pack. I should leave the guy. The guy never came back to ask me what happened between me and his mom. He just moved on and married somebody with that supposedly last name. So the thing now is that most of the foundation of marriages in Nigeria now, these people don't date. They don't know each other. Most girls don't know how to cook. Most girls don't know how to do those things that our mothers used to do.
True.
And the biggest problem is that most women are not patient. Take it or leave it.
Okay, I see. I know that it's women world in here, but the man has to also get his own bit. So I'll let him refute what he said.
Okay.
You know, don't bother about me. I'm equal to all of you. Don't say the man. No, even if there are 10 women.
Okay.
Your problems are too many.
Really?
Yes. But I'm not here to antagonize women. I'm here to balance the situation.
Okay.
Thank God.
Now,
I'm listening.
Yeah.
You talked about, you see that thing you said, I don't know where you were going. Look for something else to say.
No, I was just speaking to a point you made. I was just speaking to a point you made where you
About
said
the
that
size.
My
women will
point.
change after
Yeah.
2
My
or 3
point.
kids.
Mhm.
These men also change.
True.
Men change, but
Yes.
the ratio of men changing is
Yes.
not what you can talk about.
I agree
How?
because you have to give birth and all that. But
Yes.
even at that,
How many men change?
we give you kids, we give you these wonderful kids, and you expect us to still look snatched and look all that.
Let me help
It's
you.
not possible.
Let me help you. Let me help you.
Yeah.
You're
Help
not
me.
coming to say you give wonderful. Yeah. Do you know that as a woman, when you give birth in those days, our mothers, there are tradition, there are ways they take care of these things. But these days, you know, everybody is doing a jabot. You can't even hold your stomach. You can't even put in that. I don't know what they call it. There's this very strong thing they use to hold in their stomach that is almost suffocating them.
That's the sacrifice we go through. He even said it almost suffocating them.
Of course,
And so if
because
the girls
I
of nowadays
remember-
say they're not doing it, you understand why they're not
But
doing
does it make you leave your wife?
No.
think so.
Let me explain. Let me say what you need to understand. There are some men, naturally they like slim women.
But they marry the big
Hold
ones.
on. Hold on. Let me help you.
Okay.
Why are you always? Naturally, they like slim women. Okay. See, let me tell you, there are some men, if you like, can be the most beautiful woman. Once you're fat,
It's a turn off.
nothing. Now, so they now get married to this beautiful,
Slim.
Delicate looking woman.
Agbani.
Agbani Dariko.
You know, I want to drop a message, but let's quickly take this break. When we come back, we'll just be continuing this program.
Although social media as a channel of communication is inherently harmless, it becomes harmful and damaging when used without discretion and thoughtfulness. Bad social media users spread rumors and fake news without verification. But good social media users stop, reflect, and verify information before sharing it. Be a good social media user. Stop the spread of fake news. Verify the authenticity of your source and use social media responsibly for a better Nigeria. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, in collaboration with the National Orientation Agency.
Single young lady, some guy wants to take you out. He says, "Can I take you out?" You have to ask yourself, what's your motive? These days, when people come to you and say, "Hey, how you doing? Are you all right?" You're like trying to, what's the motive? Why are you talking to me? Because, you know, church folks can hide behind the church and not let you know what the real deal is. And that's why I say, single people, if you're dating somebody, you need to ask 1,000 questions during the dating process. You don't need to be sitting up there talking about, well, I go to church and I talk in tongues, and a big plus is I'm a member of World Change. Oh, praise the Lord, I done found my husband. You might have found the devil. Now, hold up a minute, girl. You need to ask some questions. Y'all need to sit down and go on a whole lot of dates. What's your name? Is that your real name? Do you have your daddy's name? When can I meet your daddy? Is your dad and mama together? How do you act when you get mad? Do you throw things? Do you cuss around? Do you beat up on people? I need to know, do you have a job? Where do you work at? How much money do you make? How long you been working there? Do you have a bank account? How is your credit? Can I see your credit score? Do you have a house? Or you live in an apartment? Do you pay for your gas in your car? Do you live with your mama and them? I need to understand what you're doing, what you like to eat. Do you plan on being fine like that all your life? Or you plan on getting big? How many children do you want to have? Will you get upset if we don't have no kids? You plan on having an inheritance? Do you have insurance? Can you pay for your funeral if you were to die today? You need to know who you're marrying. And don't you dare get married to somebody talking about, I've never seen him angry since I met him. It is not time to marry that person. You need to see how he looked. And you need to ask that woman, how you look without your makeup? Don't put none on tomorrow. I need to see. The hair you got on your head, is that yours or did you purchase it? And if you purchase it, is it paid for or are you in debt? I need to know. When you blink your eyes, are those your eyelashes or did you buy those from somewhere? I need to know. You smell good today, but what about tomorrow morning? I need to know. Do you believe in taking showers at night or in the morning? Do you believe in taking 3 days off and then take shower? How is your relationship with soap and water? I need to know. What's your motive? All that time I love him and I'm ready to get married to him. You don't even know him. Ask him questions. I mean, in these days, ask all kinds. When you're going to marry somebody, ask some of the questions. I know the big elephant in the room. Ask the question, are you attracted to men or women? Are you trying to marry me because you're trying to hide something? I know you look manly, but what is it? What you doing in the booth, in the back, in the corner, in the dark? Flip Wilson, I got to tell you, I need to know. Did your daddy commit adultery? Did his daddy commit adultery? Because I don't know if this thing, got a part 3 in it, and I don't want to be no part of it. You asked a bunch of questions. Don't ever talk about you ain't got nothing to talk about. And don't wait till him or her starts the conversation. You start it. Sit down. How you doing today? All right. Pull the questions out. Let's go. Some people get married and the marriages don't even have a chance. Because we rush in and want to get married, so you dreaming too much. You've been looking at, they got this new movie out. What's this movie out there? They say it's real big. A lot of people have been reading the books. Don't act like y'all don't know. Y'all know. What is it? What is it? 50 Shades of Grey. Y'all know it. Y'all know it be bringing ropes home, trying to get your husband to do stuff to you. You better leave all that alone. You better go to the Bible and find out how the Bible tells you. You better leave all that stuff alone. Being hurt somebody. I told Taffy, don't come in here with no rope. We ain't doing all that. Ain't nobody tying nobody up. We ain't getting no whips. And you ain't going to be spanking me with no object. That ain't going to happen to me. No. Better put your rope back up somewhere. All right, let's get back in the spirit. What's wrong with y'all?
Right, we're still looking at the topic, broken homes and its effects in our society today. I always say that when two big elephants fight, or when two elephants, whether big or small, elephant is always big. The grass is always the person that bears the brunt if the grass is a human being. In this situation, when homes break, from the girl's story, it's always a child that bears the brunt of the broken home. Because a whole lot of things happen. You go on the streets, you see children who are begging, children who are doing one thing or the other that is not legal or legit to get to survive. And just before we took that break, we're talking about causes. And we started by saying that the bargaining strength is where the problem starts. If you choose the wrong partner, it also affects you later in life. I don't know, are there other things? You talked about mother-in-law. Yeah. Interfering with your own experience. So not a
mother-in-law. Somebody I was dating, okay. And the mother was interfering.
That's what I said. Yes. Mother-in-law, the mother of the guy
would have been.
I wasn't married
interfered, to him. Yes, interfered in the business, and then it didn't work out, which actually is one of the reasons we have a lot of it because
Yes.
even after the wedding or the
Yes.
marriage, whichever,
She will still interfere.
she will still be,
Yeah, she'll still
interfering
interfere with
in the home.
Yes.
How do we begin to modulate that? I'll still roll it back to you.
Well, before we went on the break, let me still go back.
Okay.
I said one of the biggest problems that we're facing is because most of these guys, they have spec. I'm a man, I know what these guys go for. There are some men, no matter how beautiful you look, if you're not big bum, if you're not heavy, you are like a ton off. No negotiation. That's on that side. So most men that marry such wives, they are good to go. Because the more it gets bigger, the more they celebrate. They're always happy.
You think so?
I know what I'm talking about.
I don't agree with you.
Okay. But the
Because
problem,
men don't have a type.
you see, are you a man? You're
Men
not a
don't
man.
have a
You're not a
type.
man.
Men don't have a type.
Let me brief you. I want to tell you secrets.
Okay, I'm listening.
Unveiling
I
secrets.
want to unveil certain things to you. Don't worry, ask me. Then for the slim ones, the ones that go for slim women, that's the worst problem. If a man goes for slim women, and if that woman gives birth, and the next thing, the game changes, his attention is the next slim woman outside. Now let me tell you something. The love is still there, but the affection, that thing that drags him to always.
So is it all about physical?
That's what I was going to say.
The
Should
physical,
marriages
yes.
be
You
based
see,
on
that is-
physical
yes,
appearance?
Those are. You see, marriage has a lot of components. We are not talking about physical.
Yeah.
So it's not all about just physical. We're not talking about physical. You know, and that thing is a big turn on. Okay, let me give you an example.
Okay.
I have a friend, when we went for the marriage, I saw the woman that got married. After like maybe 5-6 years, me who is not the husband, seeing the same, I'm like, this is not that young, beautiful.
Were you telling the guy?
How can I tell you?
Okay.
That was his own thoughts.
Yes,
Okay.
that's my thought. That's how, you know, naturally I'm somebody that wherever I look at things and analyze them, no matter any situation, you know, that's why I'm very observant. So, those I want to tell them too. Like you rightly said, some men, they don't date their women. That's one of the biggest problems. How can you get married to somebody you don't know the character, you don't know anything, just from no there, the next thing you people are married. How?
Absolutely.
You don't even know whether the person is sweet or bitter. You don't even know how the person looks. And then it is when you are there, you begin to say, even just 2 minutes, you say, I don't tire. It's a problem already.
So sex is important.
Why are you asking me? You don't know?
No, you know, you're not.
You should know that.
You are not being specific. So
Oh.
for others who don't understand,
You know, you are just,
Yeah.
let me help you. If you want me to
Okay.
help you.
Okay.
You are so kind.
Let
Always
me help
helping
you.
us.
Yes, thank you.
See, let me tell you. You marry a man. Maybe this man is somebody that can stay with a woman for having sex with a woman for like 1 hour. And then you get married to a lady with all the excitement. Maybe before the marriage they said, oh, you can't do anything,
Yeah.
this, that.
Really pure. Yeah.
My brother. And the next day, you guys are taking breakfast or dinner. Just under 2 minutes, you say, oh, I beg you. No. That has already brought a
Broken the
problem.
marriage. So the intimacy of the partner is imperative.
It's
important.
very important.
Very important.
Without that, these issues will continue to grow. Even no matter how patient the man is, once there is no intimacy. That's why most times people say you can't date before marrying. You can't. How? How?
And again, sorry.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
Well, I don't know if I'm taking us off, but that was broken marriage. I like definitions. If you know me, like not even broken home.
Yeah.
And I got to look at the definition, and it said a home where the spouses are no longer together, separation, divorce, and all that. And I thought about it. There are so many homes where husband and wife are together, and the home is totally broken.
I agree with you.
totally broken down, and the children in that home are suffering.
Yes.
So we need to redefine and expand our definition of a broken home.
Yes.
People are staying together for reasons other than love.
Yeah.
People are staying together for reasons you don't want to know. And these children are growing up in a very dysfunctional family.
Agree.
And we must look at those things.
Yes.
Sometimes the separation is what will bring health to that relationship.
Yes.
So we must look at things like that and say, because most times people say, because they don't want broken home, they don't want the tag of broken home.
So
they
they
are
just
together,
stay there.
cohabiting.
Yes.
The environment is very toxic. The children are suffering every day. They go to school. The time they enjoy themselves, they leave when they go to school.
Bit, yes.
Once the driver comes to pick them, they are sad.
They're sad.
I have seen it. I'm not talking from. I have seen it.
Experience.
One told my daughter, "Can I come to your mom? Is always laughing and happy. Can I come to your house for a bit?" And I looked at this girl, tears
were in your eyes. Yeah.
So we need to understand that sometimes what we call broken home might be the healing that home needs
for it to be
to be okay.
Yeah, I agree with
so you. I don't like that tag
I would want to look at the offshoots.
Yes.
Perhaps from the story we heard, we saw a bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
What are those things? How can we even begin to mitigate? It has happened. It has happened. How do we begin to salvage the future of these children?
No, but you see, for me, like, I'll just butt into what she said. Mm-hmm. You see, whether we like it or not, it's what you learn from your home. That's what will happen when you eventually get married. I grew up in a beautiful home, and when I'm out, people always wonder, oh, and I was in the barracks, because everybody used to believe that in the barracks they were not happy children and all that, but mine was beautiful. I grew up not knowing that my parents used to have biters. I never knew because they always used to have it in the bedroom. And it was when I grew much older that I now realized that all this was, and most of our mothers tolerated it. Most of our fathers tolerated it because of their kids.
Yes.
In Nigeria, maybe 80% of the mothers stayed just to make sure that they will be with their kids and train their kids. Because most of the time, leaving your children from some other woman to train is a no-no. So the thing now is that most of my friends who now got married, who came from either broken homes or how do I call it, dysfunctional homes, now started behaving the way their fathers were behaving, or either behaving the way their mothers were behaving. And I had a friend who were very close, and he told me he was always, the way he wanted to show superiority was to always beat his wife. And when I asked him, he said, but that his father checkmated his mother.
Yeah. That's why
by beating her. So if he beats his wife, but if he beats his wife, he's going to checkmate her. So many people, and the thing here is that I've always said it, people have to see strengths, because many people are
mentally
unbalanced. That's the truth.
Yeah. True. For me, I try to put myself in the shoes of such children. I grew up in a home that was tight, a lot of love growing up, and I still enjoy it up until now. And I in the course of living, I've also been opportuned to see people who are offshoots of broken homes. It is not fun at all. So what I still think is going back to the basis where it starts. If you think that you are going into a relationship for the fun of it, because you like the woman, she's your spec, or maybe the man is loaded, I still think that marriage should be looked at the way it is. It is a bond of two people together for companionship. Children are byproducts of marriage.
Yes.
Good times, bad times.
They are byproducts of marriage.
Yes.
What it tells me is you can marry and you decide not to have children.
Yeah,
if you know you don't have business, being a good parent, please don't make children.
Yeah.
Because if you go to the streets, there are a lot of miscreants who have stopped begging because they are not getting enough. They come to you with bourgeoisie cars. They come to you are with your big car, and they're begging you for 5 naira. and you're pushing them away.
Yeah.
These children go back. As they grow, they regroup.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when they regroup, they come back and become terrorists.
Yeah.
True.
And begin to attack the society.
Yeah.
It is what we gave out to them.
Yeah.
And like that story says, why do adults go into relationship where they have no business in?
Some of these Gen Z, like she mentioned, they go in for the premarital shoot. Trust me, they paste these pictures and they are doing premarital shoots and they are looking at the glamour of the wedding.
Yes.
They're not thinking of life
The responsibility.
after the wedding. It's amazing how just a week into their marriage, they are beginning to think, and that's what they think.
That's
it's terrible. So people need to be schooled, and the pressure, societal pressure, marry.
That's
so these
it.
women are not thinking, young girls are not thinking properly. This guy calls.
Is it the young girls or their parents?
Of their parents, though. Anyway, I mean, there's a lot of pressure. So people are rushing into marriage without thinking about it.
Yeah.
And problems.
You know, some people are writing to us. Let me quickly take one or two before I go back to the honorable with us here, because I know you're also a counselor somehow. You talk to people a lot on these things. Someone says, good morning, conversation. My name is John from Army Estate, Kurudu. I love the last statement Joy made. Most women are impatient. Wow. Well, my own take of experience is that patience and forgiveness is key.
Yeah.
Please let's imbibe that. Many thanks. Another one wrote here. It says, when love is natural, marriage lasts.
Good.
Yes.
Very
The
correct.
power of love heals
Yeah.
all and creates harmony and forgiveness.
True.
Prince Chigozie from Lafia. Prince Chigozie Nadi, thank you very much for that. And I'll take one more. It says, good morning to you all. Thank God for this highly informative conversation. These are one, took time to enumerate the moral decay from both and mostly women. Wow, we're bearing the brunt. Social pressure from both and mostly women on the speed lane. Okay. 3. Cultural limitation and comparison. Lack of humility and submissiveness from both parties during differences, and so many. This is from Jos, and you say your name is Engineer Gotthau, which was from Jos. Thank you very much. We'll take the other ones later, but I want us to go a little bit and touch base with Honorable. You talk with people. When people come to you, especially young people, young men, I'll take it from the young men angle, they want to get married. What questions do you ask?
Normally, because once I'm aware that this is what you want to do, I look at you and like, what do you do? What's your source of income?
Important. So important.
Now, how do you sustain? Now you're single. Some days you don't have a dime. You're good to go.
Oh yeah, you're alone. Yeah.
Now, 2, you must also put in mind that your wife it's you have to take care of your wife. Don't say, oh, we have to take
She's
care
working.
of each other. First, you must have that at the back of your mind. That
Mindset.
I'm marrying a woman. She is my wife. Everything about her is not my responsibility. Whatever she has is an added advantage to you. You say, but a lot of men, they are not considering that fact. In fact, the most annoying thing is that some men, because she works in a good place.
Yeah, no, but that's the attraction.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And the women should be very careful, because when you, let me give an example. No matter how beautiful, no matter what you do, if I have to have anything to do, I take time. I'll look at you when I used to be much young. I'll look at you. I'll like, does she love me for what? I'm not asking of, and you know what mistake they do? Try to make sure your love is not one-sided.
I agree with you.
Sure. How do you mean?
Let me explain. You see a woman, you love her. Ah, man, this woman, I can't do without her. This is my wife. Try to find out if the same love
Does she love me too?
is back to.
Yeah.
But they don't do that. Now, the woman may not love you, but
I actually have issue with that.
No, you see, no. I'm telling you, I agree with what he's saying.
Yeah.
You know what I always say
the same
is
thing.
that let the man love you.
Let
Let the
even
man
more.
love you more.
Yes.
Because most of the time,
That's
the women,
me.
the women tend to, their love grows.
Yes.
So if the lady, the love, she doesn't even love you, there's no way the love is going to grow. I think that's what he meant.
Yes.
And
So then there's a problem.
Another thing is,
Yeah.
women are like beautiful flowers. The more you water them, the more they blossom.
No, but how do you
I'm-
water them?
I'm coming.
Okay.
The gardener who waters the flower
Yes.
must have loved the woman or loved the flower so much, and that's supposed to be the husband.
Yeah.
And if we go back to the scripture, I'm Christian.
Yeah.
The Bible says that the man
Nobody's a
should
pagan
love.
here now, so
He said the man
Nobody's
should
a
love the
pagan.
wife,
Yes.
and the woman. There was no injunction to love. We're to be submissive.
You see,
Can I say something about that? Can I even say
We're
something
to be
about that?
submissive.
Okay. All
So
right.
if a woman does not
Can I say
get
something about
enough
that?
love,
Yeah.
Let me tell you
that
about
becomes
that.
the problem.
Because God knows that when it comes to love, women we love easily. Women are very emotional.
Yeah.
We can easily love. For
Yeah.
men, expressing love is a bit difficult.
That's it.
You,
Agreed.
a man might love you so much.
But-
They may never tell you, I
Yes.
love you. But a woman, we are very expressive. We are very emotional.
Emotional.
We are touchy.
Yes.
That is why God knows how He has made
How
us.
He did
And
it.
He asked the man to love. And He asked the one to respect. And we women, when it comes to respect, sometimes we have it going on. So God is just doing
That's why He
balancing.
said
But
we should
most
be
of- but most
submissive.
of-
Submissive, respect.
No, but most of the time, why the women are not submissive is because the women are doing the job of the man.
Yeah.
So so you see that foundation is already having a problem.
Let me help you.
Okay.
Let me help you.
Okay then.
That's our help.
Our help, oh. It's our help on this shit.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
These men you're seeing,
Yes.
Hi. Honorable.
It's a
What?
pity.
it's painful.
Yes.
You know, it's, yeah,
I agree.
true, it's sad.
I agree.
That's one of the most painful experiences that women are going through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Sad.
I know how I feel.
Hmm.
And people come to meet me to tell me their wife is about giving birth. And I'm like,
You didn't
when
prepare?
let me tell you what I tell them. I said, you're not working,
Okay.
okay? You don't have any source of income, but it was sweet, right?
Yeah.
You never knew the sweetness was going to produce
Produce a child.
some
Yes.
form of compensation,
Yes.
right? Now you are coming for the sweetness that you've been enjoying. I should just bring money.
Yeah,
say,
give you.
to God. So tomorrow now,
When
when John finishes, you now
Another
come
one
another one,
again.
you run to another person,
Yes.
say, and my wife
I
just
think
born.
another thing that
You know,
women-
so
Yeah.
so the problem, the men. Let me tell you, if we want to talk about this thing, I don't know what maybe we
will
need
not
6 hours.
Yeah.
No,
we
another
not-
issue
Because
is this biological clock
This
thing.
Yes.
matter.
Women feel I'm 35.
Yes.
A man is not coming. So any
Yes.
young guy who is wearing a trouser and a t-shirt comes your way.
But guess
At that
what? You
point,
don't
that's
have
a
to get
problem.
married. You don't have to
I
get
don't know-
married.
I don't know why
Until
you
we
people
re-
like-
we
You
change
don't
that
have to get
orientation.
married. Things have changed.
I'm not comfortable.
You don't
moderation.
have to get married.
These people are not allowing me to
have
finish
kids.
my message.
Okay.
And I don't like it.
Allow him to
Sorry.
finish
Sorry.
the message.
No,
Okay,
they can
sorry.
go ahead.
No,
sorry,
sorry,
sorry.
sir.
I'm trying to define something.
Okay,
the
okay,
next
sorry.
thing she will attack. She will just
Okay, sorry.
bump
Okay.
it. Is that how you
All
moderate
right.
your people?
Sorry,
Sorry.
sorry.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
It's
sorry.
actually conversations.
So go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, sir.
So are we not together?
we are together.
So
And you are making amazing
Wow.
points.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
you can talk for now.
Okay. All right. You know, you brought up religion, and most of the time, I'm a Christian, and I had guys coming after me who were Muslims, and many people say, "Oh, it's okay. After all, you just want to get married." But I know my Bible tells me unequally yoked. So that's my own that's my own
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah.
So I realized that many people damn that consequence and get married, forgetting that when you get married, the man calls the shots.
Yeah.
I cannot be Christian and my kids will be Muslim. But the man says it's okay for you to keep your religion, but my kids can't keep that religion. Or some say the female kids can be can be Christians and the male kids will be Muslims. Many women, I have a lot of friends who damned the consequence, got married, and now there's a problem. And when there's a problem, it's a big problem. Because bottom line now is that you're fighting because you say it's okay, it's fine. It's easier to get into a marriage just because at that time it's looking beautiful and sweet. But most of the time, we women never think about the consequence.
Like I said earlier, the children are byproducts of marriage. And as much as they're byproducts, they're also future family.
Yes.
Where incidentally you become the extended and their own immediate becomes the nuclear.
That's it.
So those kids,
Yes.
I am not bothered about whatever you choose at the time.
It's not about the kids.
You know, I'm coming.
Yeah.
Because whether the husband says there should be A religion or B religion is inconsequential to me, because when the time comes, they will decide on
What
their
they want
own
to
what
do.
they
No,
want
but
to
guess
do.
what? Most of the time,
So it's not enough
no. If
for me
it's
to
easier for
start having issue with my
sweetheart, it's
husband.
easier for Christians because I have a friend. The man has disowned his child because the child went with her mom's religion. And let me tell you, whether we like it or not, the girl has mental issues
Okay.
because the father is never there for anything fathers are doing, and she sees other fathers in school with their own kids.
All right. So I generally,
Okay.
I think there should be a lot of discussions,
discussions
you
around
know, considerations before people
Don't do
go
things for
into
yourself. Do
marriage.
things for what you're
Tomorrow.
going
You
to
know,
bring in
you
after.
should be able to. That's like I said, those
Yeah.
byproducts while you're discussing, you know, with your partner. I want to get married. Discuss and think about the byproducts as well. How are you going to manage them? Our handle is almost so full. A lot of people are writing, let's see the much you can take as usual. And then we go back. Honorable just have to talk. Marriage is for the matured minds. Angel from Gombe. Thank you, Angel. And the next one says, good morning to you all. May God bless you for this interesting topic this early morning. Aisha Abubakar from Suleja, Niger State. I thank you, Aisha. My name is Dennis from Abuja. Most women are disrespectful and hide their behavior under the pretext of love. Are you serious? All right.
I
Okay, we'll
agree.
get to talk about that. You say you agree.
I agree.
Yeah, I'll let you trash that. As you are discussing this issue, you've forgotten to include the master, the servant, the judge, God and the man and the devil. I want to ask the panel, is there any broken house where the devil did not contribute? Okay.
You invite the devil in, he will come in.
He comes in, all right?
So simple.
Good morning. My name is Jennifer John from River State. My opinion is the girls jump into marriage because of the family they come from. Maybe, well, this message is inconclusive. I guess family interference. And marriage is the Garden of Eden. Marriage failed in the Garden of Eden.
So,
What we have now is manage.
Manage.
There's so many, there's so many
marriage.
messages.
No marriage.
Good morning, thank you all for this wonderful conversation. What is broken home? A broken home is a home where both the mother, father, children go opposite direction. A bank from Maitama.
I like that.
Thank
Yes,
you
that's a
very
good one.
much.
That's
You know,
Very, that's what I said.
you know,
yes.
the Bible tells us,
Yeah.
and the society tells us, my civic education tells me as well, that the man is the head
Of the home, yeah.
Now, being the head of the home, that means if it begins to fall, he is accountable. But then the woman is also the homemaker.
She's the neck, actually. The man is the head. The woman is the neck.
Okay?
And together they can work. They work together. They go to better directions or good directions. But if they don't agree, and the head is turning this way and the next way you're not turning, honestly, it will break.
Okay? So I'll still go back to the honorable with us here to tell us, how do we begin? I know we've gotten it wrong, you know, as it is. There are a lot of consequences that we don't like. And if you think they are small, wait for another 5-6 years.
Yeah.
You will see the problem of broken homes.
Yeah.
When these children get bigger, how do we begin to, you know, put a wedge on it today?
Well, like I've said earlier, it's very simple. Please, if you want to get married to somebody, there are very basic things you must sleep with every day of your life. Do I love this woman? Peradventure she turns out to be something else tomorrow. They don't think about that. 2, today I have money. She's flogging around me. What if this money is not there? Can I still receive this? Love? You must ask yourself this question.
Excellent.
3, because once those things are not put in place, you go into it, there's a problem. Then 3, let me tell you on that thing again. In course of your courtship, Learn to provoke your woman. Learn to provoke your woman.
Wow.
So you know how she reacts,
Wow.
right?
But I've never heard that, but I think that's a good one.
Learn
You
to
just sit there and look
provoke.
for trouble.
Learn to
And
put
see
her,
how she go.
How she reacts.
and you will
she'll
see
react.
the dirty part that you've never
Seen before.
The woman should also provoke the man, right?
Yes,
Both
it's
both
both sides.
Both ways. Right?
Both ways.
both ways.
Alan.
My advice is for both ways.
Yeah.
Learn. You see, these are things you must do.
I agree.
Because you're somebody every day you come, people are smiling.
That's not realistic. That's not real life.
And
It's
then
good time and bad times.
3, 4. No matter how rich you are, at times tap her fronts
Ah.
and let her know that they've not paid me.
Honorable.
They've not paid me for.
I'm not agree with you.
I am not buying into this one.
For the past 1 month now, the job I did, I've not been paid.
I don't agree with you there.
Then you can even, if she's working, to enable you know her own side too. At least for the past one, for now, like things
Later
like
the man will stop. No,
Hold
they do
on
like
now,
that.
hold on. Because if you don't do that, then you will not know your tomorrow.
No, but guess what? Some women tend to help their husbands.
No,
The
we don't.
minute they do that,
Uh-huh.
the man stops.
No,
We have
I am
experienced
saying
it.
pre-marriage.
Okay,
now.
okay, all right, okay.
You at times you form that there's no money.
Okay, all
You
right.
have to
No,
form
I
that there's no money in the
understand what
house.
you're saying.
And see what she will do.
Okay.
That gives you an
Okay,
insight.
I understand
Yes,
where
into
you're
what's
coming
going to
from.
be.
Okay. That's
And you know
okay.
she's working, she's doing well, and she's trying to say, even me, I don't have. You tried once, you tried twice. A family that belongs to the both of us. Today I'm
That's
not
a good
having,
one.
and you're not even ready to like. Okay, let me fill the gas that just got finished. Do you
Maybe
understand?
that's where I've gone wrong because I
Yes,
normally
because-
don't chip in.
Yes, because these are little challenges you must put before, but they don't do these things.
Let the chip.
They are just carried away, with marriage, and the next thing, it will crash. It must. Now look at, I have a case I'm handling now. The lady is here, the guy is here, as we speak. And the lady is complaining. And each time I talk to them, I see she's already full and she's full.
Anger.
And I'm like, and I see in my presence, she's telling her, just,
It's a no.
she's saying, he's pretending, he's pretending, he's pretending, and all that. I'm looking at her. Okay, we're talking, even just within the interaction among the three of us, your part is always hot.
It's not gonna work.
And each time I try to say something that will support her case,
She will just.
she will say, you are the one that said you should be coming home by 11 o'clock. Because I said, he goes to work.
Yeah.
He's a builder. And I know a builder. He's into real estate. He goes out in the morning. He buys his cement. He goes to the market. He buys his
A lot
materials.
of work.
Comes back. He
It's a lot of work.
supervises his. And by the time he
tired.
closes, 6, 7. Now you're saying he goes out every morning and comes back. And I said, what time? He said 6, 7, 6, 6, 6,
Lack
7.
of understanding.
And I now said, okay, 6, 7.
She doesn't work.
She's in London. They got married there, and she's here.
That's already a no.
Mhm. So now I told her, listen, you won't blame me for that. The moment I said you won't blame me for that, she felt I
We're
gave him a
supporting
pass
him.
mark to be staying out.
But
late.
in London, don't they work round the clock?
Then, so I now realize that on a very sincere note,
Yeah.
I realize that even as I speak to you, I know that thing
It's
is
not
going
gonna
to
work. Yeah.
They are married, but no solution. Because
Yeah.
as I speak to you,
Foundation.
I'm watching her because her body language is like crisis. So naturally she has that anger problem.
Does she have no money?
Now she's also frustrated that she's been spending, it's not giving, it's
Money
not doing
does.
enough, it's not doing enough for her. And even when it came to
So are
London,
you
she
sure
did a
he's
lot
not?
of
Are you
expenses.
sure he didn't follow her for her money?
So that's where she's also coming from.
Okay.
So
It's really sad because I know that as much as it's said that men should be providers, women should also
We're
help
helpmates.
mates.
We're
So
helpmates.
if the man
Women
is
are not
handicapped,
providers.
no, they're not
We're
providers.
helpmates.
So if the
If he
man
wins
is
the bread,
handicapped
win
at
the
a
work
point,
and now
you should be able to
Something
help
must-
the man.
Yes.
And our social media handle is all packed. I don't even know where to start from.
Because there are too many
Good
broken
morning.
homes.
My name is Elizabeth Tichani from Ikorodu, and she's this is how she said men are dangerous. Wow, I'm sure that's coming from a very bitter experience.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you. A broken home starts in some home at the day you got married, as they were not sincere to each other before the marriage.
Yeah.
Women love themselves too much. For if she has 200,000 and the husband has 70,000, you'll find the total amount of money in the house instead of being
270.
270 to
It
still
will
be
be
200. Her money is never counted. Women seem to pack children and get them away from their father in the discussion in the house. Some women are very stubborn instead of being subordinate. Okay, this is a very long one, but it's coming from Jesse Buba from Adamawa State. Thank you. And the truth is, men should not allow their women to take away their children. As the children are coming in the hospital, start relating with your child as a father. You know, a lot of times parents, fathers, I don't know if they've experienced it, feel the upbringing of children is the
It's the
woman's
mothers.
thing,
It's the
you know.
mothers.
And then when these children grow up, you now want to form a bond. You missed it at the very delicate time. There's still a whole lot. I'll just try my best. Marriage is not built on love, but tolerance, understanding. And lastly, for the kids, I remember in the 80s and 90s, people got married to arranged husband and wives. Women are sent to their husbands in Lagos or wherever they are. But today they date for years and get married, and all of a sudden the marriage still break
Yeah,
up.
it's true.
It's true.
So many examples of that.
It's true.
Yes.
Okay, so somebody says here, you people are just debating about me. And Biola, I'm 50 years now. I'm a Muslim, and anytime I come around having my better half, it's always Igbo. Now I'm presently again. Okay, we didn't finish up the story.
That means
It
it's
said-
a Christian.
Oh, okay, so I don't know. The story didn't finish up. I can't pick it
Yes,
up.
no.
But I know
Igbo
that
is a
whatever it is,
Yes.
it takes a discussion, understanding for us
Understanding, you know.
to be able to
Yes.
maneuver things. We'll be replying you all these messages. There's so many of them. We'll try to reply behind the camera.
there's
But on the parting note,
on the
just
parting,
one word.
on the
Parting
parting
note.
note.
One word.
Guess what?
Uh,
People marry because their spouses they're pregnant. The women are pregnant, which is always a no-no. Later they find out the kids are not theirs. And
Oh my God.
DNA.
oh my God.
They're
Oh my God.
bringing
Your
DNA
parting
here.
word.
Yes.
Your parting word.
Oh, my thing is, we should keep it real. Husband and wife, keep it real. Just keep it real from your dating to wherever. Once you're, even as you're married, keep it real. Don't.
If
don't
it works, it works.
It works. It works. If he loves
Alright.
you for who you are, that's what it is. If it doesn't, man, take a walk.
All right, so, Honorable.
If a man or a woman is not your friend,
Oh yeah.
from the relationship,
Yeah.
try to see if it's friendly. If it's a man that keeps a strong face, or if it's a lady that keeps a strong face, from the onset, you should be able to know. At times, you're always not lively. Why? You know, you begin to see those things, and then you start to guide your relationship.
Oh, good.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Whatever we do, we should know that children remain the leaders of tomorrow. Whatever we impute or impute in them today, that's what they will bring out for us tomorrow. When we begin to complain of certain actions by our leaders when we are retired, mind you, you also contributed to that bad leadership or to that good leadership. Whatever you want to eat tomorrow, begin to cook or sell today. My name is Elizabeth, and on behalf of everybody here, I'll just say be good citizens, even in your making choice of marriage. Right?